I must agree with Karen Morn. I definitely think that we will be seeing some more cell phone evidence of some sort or another. As she said, the state doesn't need to present motive, but it would be very interesting to see if that cell phone evidence has brought to light the actual motive. So I definitely think we'll be seeing that. Another set of witnesses that I was always interested to hear from that we haven't heard from is the Stander family, and they were actually the first people on scene. So it would be interesting to see what they did when they got there, what their movements were, what Oscar's state was at the stage that they got there being first, and why were they called first instead of the police or the security. So I would be very interested to hear what they had to say. And as I said, definitely I think we'll see the cell phone evidence. Justin Devaris' name has come up time and time again, but that would go more to the character of Oscar Pistorius, because there was no direct involvement in the actual alleged murder of Reeva Steenkamp.
Laurie, do you agree that, I mean, most experts that we've spoken to so far seem to think that this is actually in the state's pocket, that their case is looking very strong at the moment?
Look, all along, the killing of Reeva Steenkamp has been common cause. So the only thing that the state actually had to prove was the element of intent. And given the fact that so many witnesses heard Reeva Steenkamp screaming, goes strongly to support their case of intent, that he knew who he was shooting, that there was some sort of an argument, that this woman was cowering and fearing for her life and screaming, which would then very much bring into doubt Oscar's version of an intruder. So that is really the only element that the state has to prove. So the screaming is critical, and I think that's why Barry Rue went so strongly after witnesses like Michelle Berger that testified to this lengthy screaming before the actual shots were fired. So that evidence is critical to the state's case, and I think they've presented a fairly strong case towards the proving of intent, but of course it will be a surprise for everybody to see what the defense is going to come up with.
Yeah, and on that note, Laurie, I mean, who's likely to sort of be first up for the defense as they lead their witnesses? Who are we likely to see sort of take the stand for them to sort of, first of all, counter if we say that the state is running strong already?
Well, look, I definitely think that if the state don't call the Stander family, the defense will. They'll obviously present some sort of character witnesses for Oscar. We know that they're going to bring their own blood spatter evidence. They would probably, their ballistics expert has been sitting in court, and they haven't been sitting on their laurels. You know, they've got investigators working for them, and they're still putting together their case. So depending a lot on what the state presents, the defense will then counter that, and it will be, I mean, they are going to have a strong counter argument, and we can know that with certainty. So it's still going to be a titanic battle.
Is Oscar Pistorius, does he have to take the stand, Laurie, and would it be in his best interest to do so?
Well, look, the only person that actually knows what happened is Oscar Pistorius, and there have been indications in court that he does intend to take the stand. Of course, he will also then face a brutal cross-examination from Harinal.
All right, thank you very much. That is forensic profiler Laurie Peters, just giving us some insight into what we're likely to hear this week in the Oscar Pistorius trial.
Know more. ENCA.com